Thanks, Christina. I'm here today at the Ruth Bancroft Garden and Nursery, the perfect place for a mini getaway from remote work or Zoom University. Now, many of us have had to cancel our vacation plans in the past 12 months, but here you can check out native species from all over the world, from the plateaus of Australia to the arid deserts of South Africa. Come on! Baseball season is coming up, and our reporter Tyler Green is here to tell us about what we should look forward to for this upcoming season. Thank you, Corinne. Bunny the Sheepadoodle may not be able to hit the whoa or do the renegade dance, but this TikTok star has 6 million fans. As the internet's most famous talking dog, Bunny has over 70 words in her vocabulary and lots to say.
Mom, human. Bunny dog.
Bunny and her owner, Alexis Devine of Tacoma, Washington, are involved in a study with UC San Diego's Comparative Cognition Lab. Pet owners all over the world, from Japan to Africa, are participating in the study by teaching their dogs and a few particularly chatty cats to use the buttons through repeated positive enforcement. I sat down with Dr. Federico Rossano, an associate professor and director of the lab, to hear more about why animal cognition research with dogs has been so successful.
We know that dogs are better at understanding human communicative behavior than primates are, than a chimp would be. They understand pointing very well. Chimps have a very hard time understanding what you're doing when you point to things. They pay attention to your gaze behavior very easily. They read your facial expression quite well.
The lab also studies other species like apes and dolphins, but out in the wild, researching communication's a bit different.
And so a lot of it is observational, and people take notes and, they do whatever they can. Now we have drones that sometimes can film the animals from a distance and you still learn something else.
Ultimately, Rossano and his team hope to discover more about how different species communicate so that the needs of both wild and domesticated creatures can be better met. Signing off for State of Events, I'm Clare Brennan. Thank you, McCoy. Last Friday, California Governor Gavin Newsom's COVID-19 restrictions banning large indoor gatherings were challenged by pastors in Tandon versus Newsom. The Supreme Court of the United States ruled in favor of religious institutions for the 5th time during the pandemic in a 5-4 vote. State guidelines previously limited private gatherings to a maximum of people from 3 different households. This mandate, which applied to both religious and secular events, no longer affects religious meetings. Chief Justice John Roberts sided with the 3 liberal justices, but ultimately Justice Amy Coney Barrett's vote determined the divided court's decision. Dissenting justices argued that gatherings in private homes are less safe for social distancing than most public spaces are. But the court's majority and Andrea Picciotti-Bayer, director of the Conscience Project and legal advisor for the Catholic Association Foundation, all maintain that freedom of religion comes first.
And so I've got to say, when it comes to the protection of religious freedom, there's no reform that's needed at the Supreme Court.
This marks a change in the court's history of refusing to make legal exemptions on the basis of one's religion. Since 1990's Employment Division versus Smith decision, SCOTUS has had a history of mandating that state laws, which apply to all people, must be followed regardless of religious objections. The Senate did shift back to blue recently, but Coney Barrett's presence on the Supreme Court serves as a lasting reminder of Donald Trump's right-wing presidency. For State of Events, I'm Clare Brennan.